Hey guys, what's up? It's Tinker Taylor here today, and I am doing a museum build. I had no idea what I wanted to do, and there were several ideas that I had, and I ended up picking this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it because I had quite a bit of fun messing around with this. It's not the best, but I'm pretty impressed with it. For someone who's never built a museum before, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with what I did. I did spend about 3 hours with the game open, just staring at it, hoping that it would build itself. But when that didn't work, I actually went ahead and built it. So I do apologize for the first half of this video where I am, to be honest, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just keep changing it up because it's, I don't know, I couldn't get it right. I couldn't get it the way I wanted to. So eventually I do get there. And I had all these cool ideas, but then I realized that half of them weren't doable and the other half had to be thrown out the window because I had to do something else due to the first reason. But in the end, I don't hate it. It's actually quite nice. It has different sections. So the entry level has a gift store and a cafe. Now obviously you either gotta have this as a museum or a store or a cafe, like one or the other. You can't have multiple things on one lot. But that's fine. Yeah, so there's that. Then there's I don't even know what you'd call it, like a transport section. It's got airplanes and trains and things like that. It's got a little workshop section, which I know some museums do, where you can come in and like learn to build this thing or do that thing, or like it becomes an experience rather than just a here you go, here's a museum, go for gold. So I put that in there. So it's just got all these little different things that your Sims can do. And then it has I don't even know what I'd call it, but I made up this whole event in my mind where there was a giant crash, a shipwreck. And so this little section of the museum is dedicated to the people who died on the shipwreck. And it's got, the steering, I guess you'd call it a steering wheel. I'm not really a boat person. Yeah, like the I don't know, steering wheel. That's the best I've got. And some photos and whatnot, and that. And then the last section I made, I had no idea what to do. I was going to do like a sciencey section, but half the stuff that I wanted to use in it was kind of already used in other sections. I mean, I really could have if I wanted to, but I also saw all the Star Wars stuff and went, you know what, we'll just do a Star Wars thing. Don't know why. Don't know why that would be a Star Wars thing, but yeah. So you can make up whatever you want about the people who built this museum and the people who donate to it. Maybe one of them is obsessed with Star Wars. Maybe one of them was a part of Star Wars. I have no idea. The lighting on this level was the worst thing in the world in the basement level. Like, I simply do not understand why it was so bad. But I tried my best by shoving in as many lights as I could. So apologies for the people who are very extremely displeased with the lights going everywhere, but it's what I had to do. So yeah, I really wish we in The Sims we could have like different areas be different things, so we could like allocate. Okay, this part is a cafe, and it has its workers, and this part is the museum, and this part's the gift shop and whatever. But I don't think that's ever gonna happen, which is unfortunate. But it'd be fantastic if it did. I had no idea what to put in this gift shop either. By the way, I was like, what do you even get from a gift store at a museum? Like, I know a lot of them sell books and t-shirts, but I was like, what else? Like, I don't know. I don't really hang out in museum gift shops. So I ended up putting a whole bunch of random stuff in here, but it still has gift shop vibes, so good enough for me. The little cutout bit in the floor just there that looks down on the basement level made it impossible to put stairs in. And I absolutely hated them. And now I've just thought of like 7 million different ways where I could have made it way better, and I didn't do that, so never mind. But yeah, this cutout thing, like, it was a brilliant idea. I was gonna have a rocket coming up through it, and then I realized, yeah, that's pretty tiny, and I don't even know how to, like, I've never used a rocket and made it work before, so I have no idea what to do. I might just leave it blank, and to be honest, I probably just could have gotten rid of the whole thing. At this point, I'm trying to Google how elevators work as well, because I don't know how the elevators in The Sims work. You'd think knowing, like, playing a game, you'd know how to actually play it, but I don't. I still need to learn quite a bit about this game, because for the longest time I wanted to get it, but I only ended up getting it, I think, in 2016, which, that wasn't that long ago. I know some people have been playing The Sims since before Sims 4, and, you know, they know what they're doing, and they know how it works, and they know all the secrets and tips and tricks, but I just watched them. I didn't actually have the game. But now that I do, I 100% plan on learning as much as I can about it, because then I'll be able to make even better builds than what I'm doing now. Also, when I was trying to take photos before, like screenshots, it glitched out so bad, and I kept zooming into, like, below the basement, but it was like a weird glitchy blue color, but then I'd back out and I'd be back in the world again, and I just had to leave and come back and it was fine. But I had no idea what was going on, and I was very concerned that I'd just broken my game, but it ended up being fine, so yeah, fingers crossed that doesn't happen again, because I had no idea what was going on. This is the little transport section. Some of these have crashed, obviously, from the looks of them, but some of them have not. It kind of reminds me, I went to a museum, could not tell you where, could not tell you when, but it was, I think it must have been a World War II museum, and it had all these, you know, planes and tanks and just all these different vehicles and whatnot from the Second World War, and it kind of, it was kind of like this, but obviously a lot better, like a lot more well done than this. And I really want to kind of go back because, again, I could not tell you how old I was when I went there. But yeah, it's kind of giving me the same vibes that this place is giving me. Oh, sorry, this place is giving me the same vibes that place gave me. But I didn't really like this museum. Just it does feel a bit like I've mismatched everything together, and I was like, I don't know, I'll just put this section in and this section in. But sometimes some museums I've been to have such different stuff in it. You know, they have, you know, animals and like the stuffed animals and dinosaur bones and whatnot. But then they have art, and then they have like just random things like ironing, like irons from the 1950s. And you're like, okay, cool. I mean, it is interesting to look at, but what? I don't understand. So I guess this kind of matches in that sense that it does have those random sections that don't seem to relate, but still aims to educate and inform and show off. Yeah, this is the little I don't even know what you'd call it, just like a workshop center section thing where people can come and try out things. And I don't know, sometimes museums have things on them where they're interactive. I guess this is their interactive room. I really didn't know what to do because I knew I wanted to do a room like this where it was either going to be like a kid's playroom sort of thing, or it was going to be a room like this. And I ended up picking this one because you're not really taking a kid to a museum to chuck them in a playroom. Like you take them to go look at things. So that's why I decided to do that instead. This is the Brindleton Bay Crash Memorial. I guess that I don't know what else you'd call it. So apparently there was some wreckage from a crash from Brindleton Bay. The photos on the wall, there's a photo of a man, like a painting of a man, and his dog. I'm guessing they were on the boat, the ship, when it crashed. Could not tell you. There's another painting of a ship. I'm assuming that's the ship. Again, I made this, I should know, but I don't. But yeah, again, it can be a thing where it's your story. Where you can change it and you can make it your own sort of thing. Like that painting off to the side might be a schematic of the ship, like I guess you call it like a floor plan of the ship. Yeah. This section in the middle here ends up being the Star Wars section. I mean, if you don't know anything about Star Wars, you can just pretend this is like a space exploration section or a movie set section or a whatever you want section. And to be honest, I don't really know why I did a Star Wars section, but you know, not everything in a museum always matches and goes together. So yeah, it's weird, but I mean, I guess it makes it a little bit different to other museums that are just your typical skeletons and art and bones. I don't really know. It's not the typical sort of stuff. So I guess it's interesting to have a bit of just something different, you know? And the other thing is upstairs is a function room, I guess, because I know a lot of people do, a lot of museums have functions for fundraising and things like that, or special events and whatnot. So this is kind of, it's got that upstairs bit as well, specifically for that. If you guys don't like it, you can always change it to like an office or something, or another floor of a museum, or you can just get rid of it completely. I don't really care. But it's quite, I don't know, I like that it's different. I like that it doesn't have everything the identical, like exact same and identical to every other museum on this planet. It's got a little bit of character to it, you know, like it's just, I guess the people who own this museum were like, I don't really know, there's already museums around with all this stuff. Let's just make it our own thing. And that's kind of what they did. So yeah, it's a bit different to what normal museums are, but I'm pretty happy with it. This upstairs indoor bit is a bit bland. I did kind of just completely blank on the fact that I had to furnish it. It's not complete as of yet, but I could have added a few more things inside here. Like I said, I kind of blanked and came back. Oh, I didn't end up coming back. I just kind of left it. But yeah, no, I think it'd be a nice place to have functions and things like that. I don't think you'd exactly be able to have a wedding or anything like that here, but I think if this was a real place, it'd be a nice little unique experience to bring, like to go to or bring the family or whatever, just for a little visit. And maybe that upstairs section with the Star Wars bit, they change it out every, I don't know, so often, so that it keeps bringing people back. Because maybe that stuff's on loan, I don't know. Also, this is where I've realised I've still not kept everything the same and identical on both sides. So some of the water fountains are the wrong size, and some of the, like the columns are in the wrong spot. So I end up fixing them up because I couldn't figure out why they weren't the same, why they weren't working together. But eventually I do realise, because it wasn't right. I don't know how I realised. I think I was just looking at it to see if it was even, and it was not, and it thoroughly annoyed me. I didn't really know what to do outside here in these sections, so I kind of just did my own little thing. I do end up putting this little kids area in because obviously if you're taking a break and having a coffee or whatever, the kids might want to go play, so there's got to be a little play section to keep them entertained. And of course, a plant section, because I have no idea. Just I was trying to fill it with stuff. But yeah, this is pretty much the build. Like, I do add a few more things here and there, but let me know down below what you like about this build and what you would have done in the like the Star Wars section upstairs. Like, if it was to change, what should be the new special, I don't even know how to, like the new special thing that's at the museum, the new attraction, or the new bit. What would you put there instead of the Star Wars section? So yeah, if you do end up downloading this as well, let me know how it goes, because I've not playtested it, but there is a sim who was wandering around while I was taking screenshots, so obviously it's usable. But it's it was an interesting build. It took me a lot of time to work up the motivation to do it, but did it in the end, and I'm quite impressed. Hopefully you guys are too. Like I said, let me know down below your thoughts and feelings on it. Because this took me a lot longer than I thought it would. And, you know, I really wish there were more museum type things to put in. I wish there were... I could wish for days on end with what I wish The Sims would do. What EA would do for us, but not sure that many of these things are going to happen anytime soon. So I'll just keep my fingers crossed, and in the meantime I will keep pumping out these builds, and hopefully you guys enjoy them as much as I enjoy making them. And hopefully they do bring out that new stuff that we were all asking for. Anyway, this is the floor plan. But yeah, thank you guys for staying this long. It really does mean the world to me. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.